Welcome, everybody. We're going to get started with Oklahoma State head coach Josh Holliday. If you have a question, please raise your hand. First question, Ben Hutchins.
Coach, take us through your thoughts on how you thought the game went today.
It was a very competitive matchup. Parker did a heck of a job. Very difficult day to pitch. I don't know what the temperatures were, but they were triple digits, I would have to guess. And man, did he put it together, gave us the start we need in order to win this game and have a chance in this tournament. Clutch relief pitching by Kale behind it. Great job by Brett to fall behind the leadoff hitter 3-0, but come right back and get him. That's so big in these games to get the leadoff hitter out, and then he retired the next two guys without letting the tying run get up. Our ground ball defense I was very pleased with. Christian played a really fine third base today. Marcus was really steady over there at second. Had a couple nice plays by Golda, so the defense on the infield was big. You can't create extra outs in this park. It'll get you. And we were very in position on offense numerous times. We didn't necessarily deliver, that's for sure, but we did just enough. I think Nolan's home run late was big to get that extra run. Jake Thompson clobbered a ball in the ninth inning. This desert wind that kicked in there in the ninth was very powerful from right to left. Otherwise, that home run is that ball's a long home run early in the game. So just not as good a job of executing some of our base plays as far as getting our bunts down and getting runners home. So hopefully tomorrow's the day where that starts to flow, because we've definitely left our fair share of guys on base. But I'm proud of our team for extending our season and giving us a chance to do something special come tomorrow.
Now this, in terms of the rotation, was kind of a classic, Cowboy win where you go Parker Scott, Cale Davis, and Brett Stanley. How important was it just to use just those three guys, to have a chance as this tournament goes on?
Well, as you said, it's going to take strong performances by starters to give us enough length to use the bullpen to win and not be so depleted that we don't have enough bullets left to go ahead to have a couple of really outstanding teams that are in the winner's bracket. So you can only play them one at a time. As I told the kids, this one was the hardest one. Tomorrow morning, we're going to catch a really good team coming off a disappointing loss late at night, and hopefully we can catch that team before they pick themselves back up. If you do that, then all you got to do is pull off one big win and you put the other team on their heels. So I've been on both sides of every scenario of a regional. You understand the emotions that every team has, whether you're undefeated, have lost a game, fighting for your life, or in the catbird seat. There's all kinds of shifts and sways of momentum in tournaments, but we have to do our part to be present and play well to make that happen. And that's how great stories are written. It isn't written because people don't have a vision of how to do it. It's written because someone has a plan and then teams go out and get it done, right? That's how it happens.
So then take me through the emotions of, guys who really have like 5 years of baseball, seemingly it could go down to the last game, like Cade and Carson today. How impressed were you with, their way to handle, I'm assuming, just added pressure?
Well, you can ask them yourself here in a minute. They can tell you what's on their hearts, but I will tell you I expected them to play with the same pride they've put on display every single day they've ever been here. And I can count on those kids. Our team can count on them. You got a fifth-year player in Parker Scott that pitched an unbelievable game. Got a fifth-year player in Cade Cabanis that had a heck of a game. And many, many other guys that are heavily invested in this program. Max Hewitt. You go talk to a catcher after catching a game like that and 100+, and that's a courageous effort in and of itself. So never doubt the effort of our team. Every now and then you don't play as good as you envision your team playing fundamentally, but never lack of effort.
Thank you.
Next question, Jacob Unruh.
Hey, Josh. I'm curious, Cale came in and shut the door on a rally that Grand Canyon had going. How far has Cale progressed?
He's done a great job. He's taken probably one or two gigantic steps from the beginning of the year till now. His strike throwing has gone way up. His stuff has gone way up. His confidence, his love of pitching's gone way up. He loves to pitch. He wants to pitch. He wants those jams. He wants the pressure. He's grown into a very, very good relief pitcher that can pitch out of jams, pitch with the game on the line, and he's developed the skills to obviously be able to start games too. So he's done a heck of a job with himself. He deserves a lot of credit for hard work and adjustments that he's made with Rob. He's really improved.
There was no hesitancy to go to him in that situation, right? I mean, that's the guy you want there.
Well, we had a plan. We knew kind of how we had to get through this game in order to win it. You can't worry about tomorrow until you get through today. but also the guys that we thought were a good fit in this particular game. And then now there's other fresh arms along with those guys bouncing back for tomorrow.
How healthy is Nolan right now? What would you estimate his health is right now, percentage-wise?
I mean, healthy enough to play. We wouldn't put him in there if he wasn't. So we feel comfortable that, he's playing with a body that's healthy and able, and he hits a massive homer. He hit one yesterday in the ninth that I think was close to a homer. So he's banging a little rust off, but you see the elite talent he possesses. He's a game changer.
And you mentioned earlier the offense didn't quite execute how you wanted. How concerned are you with your offense right now after last night and today?
You could allow yourself to get over concerned, but you can also see how quickly guys can change the mojo and flip the switch. I mean, there was a couple guys that did not have great days yesterday that were very good today. So much of that is in clearing your mind and calming your thoughts and getting back into the fundamentals. And the guy yesterday was responsible for some of those tough at bats. I thought today we had positions to break that game open, quite honestly. And we were less than on time with certain pitches that these guys have hit really, really good in the past 2 months. So just got to keep pushing. I mean, there's no time for concern. There's certainly time for correction and positive outlook heading in tomorrow. That's what we'll focus on. But we can be better than we were today. There's no doubt.
Thanks, Josh.
Yep. Next question, Shotgun Spratling, D1 Baseball.
Hey, Josh, what did you think of the team's approach at the plate, particularly with runners in scoring position?
Well, I think our approach was there. Our execution was lacking, right? To try to get the right pitch to drive in the air versus hit it on the ground, to try to put the ball in play versus strike out. I mean, those things they're well established, but there is an execution piece. So I would say probably the execution is where we came up short, Shotgun. Not necessarily what we were intending to do, but what we actually followed through on. And the kid made a couple of nice pitches with the bases loaded. I'll give him that. He painted 2 pitches that had to be thrown in a perfect place, and he made those 2 pitches. I wish we could have been just a little bit more contact driven in those 2 situations.
And in that situation, you guys leave the bases loaded, don't get anything there. They come back and get a run and have an opportunity. How did the potential swing of momentum there, what did it mean for the club to get out of that with the ground ball that Encarnacion was able to field and throw to first?
Well, we took that stare down and we got through it because we made a play on defense and we made some courageous pitches right there and didn't let that failure on offense shift the whole game back to Grand Canyon. So there's no doubt that was a turning point, and we survived it because we made great pitches on the mound and then defended the tough hit ball there. That's how that momentum shift stayed in our favor, Shotgun. I think that was a big point in the game that could have changed everything, and we were tough enough to get through it, not let that offensive letdown of having a chance to blow it open take away from our ability to play defense.
And then what impact did Max Hewitt have today? I mean, catching in 100-degree weather is one thing, but he saw 30 pitches in his 5 at-bats.
It's just who that kid is. I mean, the definition of a baseball player and a grinder, you'd find his face, at least I would put his face next to that, and very competitive young man. This means a great deal to him. He never lets one get away. Never lets one get away.
Are there any more questions for Coach Holiday?
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Coach. Next up, we have Cade Cabanis. Questions for Cade, please raise your hand. First question, Ben Hutchins.
Cade, how are you doing today?
Doing good, Ben. How are you?
Doing well. Wanted to ask you a little bit about, the guys you've been with seems like forever, probably by now. Carson and Max and yourself. All of you guys had a couple hits, but is it an advantage to have like that veteran leadership in a game like today where your backs are really against the wall?
Maybe a little bit. I think we just have a bunch of guys that have been in these situations before. So, at the end of the day, you still got to go out and play ball. So I think we're all ready to, just put it all out there today and, try to make it happen.
Is it hard playing a game knowing it could be your last in the OSU uniform?
I honestly just tried not to think about it a whole lot today, leading up to it. A part of you, it's going to be there in the back of your head. But, my dad was telling me last night, he was like, just go out there, play your heart out, everything, like it's your last one, no matter what. And, luckily it wasn't. And I was telling you guys last week, this team fights, and we're going to keep fighting, and we're going to just keep going.
Thank you.
No problem.
Next question, Jacob Unruh, the Oklahoman.
Hey, Cade. Kale coming in there and shutting the door on their rally. How big was that for you guys to kind of squash that momentum they were building?
That was pretty big. And, I kind of like track it back to when Kale pitched against OU on that Sunday. That was that point in the year where we're kind of down in the dumps a little bit. And Kale came in on a Sunday, and I can't remember how many innings he pitched, but he just went out there and just inning after inning just got after it. And, anytime Kale comes in, you believe that it's going to be good, something good. And, he went out there and did it again.
And that came right after you guys couldn't score with the bases loaded.
Yeah.
With that kind of boost, and then Nolan comes out and hit a home run not long after that too.
Yeah.
You feel like maybe you're starting to turn that corner offensively a little bit after kind of 2 days where execution isn't always there?
Yeah, it stinks that I think Josh said it. I think the game should have been a little more out of hand than it was. I think we should have pulled away a little bit more. That's just speaking from the offensive side. We put our pitching in some tougher situations by not going out there and executing, but it's day to day. I mean, tomorrow I can't come out here and this team can't come out here thinking, oh, yesterday we didn't do well with runners in scoring position. It's like Josh says to us, I think we have the right plan, just going out there, trusting it and being able to execute it.
And, after yesterday, you looked like you were seeing the ball better today. What was the difference for you at the plate today?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I was struggling a little bit yesterday seeing that guy. Credit to him, but I have been trusting what I've been doing these past few weeks, and I'm just sticking to it. And I went out there today and was able to get some better swings on the ball.
Thanks, Cade.
No problem.
Final questions for Cade. We'll go shotgun Spratling, T1 baseball.
Okay, what was kind of your approach at the plate? I mean, you hit one off the right field wall, you go with a homer off the left field wall, and then you have another one to the left center gap as well. So, putting the ball all over the field today.
Yeah, just making sure I get a good pitch and not letting that guy get an easy out on me by me chasing or, swinging at a bad pitch. So today it was just really, all right, step in the box. My hands are set. I'm ready to swing it, and let's just see a good pitch and let it go. And that's what I was able to do in the first at bat. And then the second at bat, I was honestly, I'm gonna lie to you, I was kind of sitting on some off speed and just kind of looking out over, and he happened to throw a fastball, and I got a good swing off on it.
And then how much does it help the rest of the lineup with the at-bats that Max put together today? I think he had 4 at-bats of over 7 pitches.
Yeah, I mean, that's huge. I remember back to the first inning today. We swung at the first pitch and got out. No big deal. And then Max goes up there and puts a great at-bat together. I mean, that changes the inning completely, takes it back, puts it back in our hands. But that's just what Max does. Max is, ever since he's got here, whether he was coming off the bench or starting, Max was always going to have great ABs. He's going to see pitches. He's not going to strike out a whole lot. Yeah, it's just what Max does. And it's huge for the lineup because it gets that pitcher closer to going out of the game, or you're starting to see more pitches from him. So big time out of Max.
Thank you, Cade.
Thank you. I think we're good. There we go. Thank you, guys.
We'll wrap up Oklahoma State with Parker Scott. Questions for Parker, please raise your hand. First question, Ben Hutchins.
Parker, how are you today?
Good. How are you doing?
Doing well. Yeah. So, I mean, you saw these guys back in March. That's a long time ago, back in March. Had anything changed? Maybe did it feel similar out there? Kind of, what did you feel?
Just same game. They're a good team, hard to strike outs, and I knew that previously because the last time I pitched to them, they don't swing and miss a lot. So I knew I was going to have to make pitches and keep them off balance.
Mm-hmm. And kind of take me into like the importance of just a regular textbook cowboy baseball win where you go quite a while, then you bring in the middle reliever Kale, and then Brett finishes it off. Like, how important is that for success in the later part of this tournament?
It's huge. Bullpens win games, and Kale did a great job. Brett obviously did a great job. So good to see them throwing well, and hopefully we'll keep it rolling.
Mm-hmm. And also, you're one of the veteran guys on this team. How big were guys like Max and Cade and Carson, who are all veterans on this team, and just like just had great games. And when the team needed them most, it felt like with the backs against the wall.
Do what? Can you repeat that?
Yeah, how big were the other veterans on this team, like Max and Cade and Carson? In a game where your backs are really against the wall.
I mean, it's huge. Everyone leans on those guys to come through, and they all came through today. Max had great ABs. Cade obviously had a great day. So yeah, it's huge.
Thanks a lot, Parker.
Yes, sir.
Next question, Jacob Unruh, the Oklahoman.
Parker, what were your emotions? What were your thoughts when Kale came in and shut the door that inning?
I mean, it was obviously not a good inning for me, so I was down, but I knew I've seen Kale do it. He gets out of jam, so I trusted him. I knew he was going to get out of it.
How much have you seen Kale progress?
A ton. He was struggling with command early in the year, and then just flipped the switch, and now he's dominant. So it's huge to have him.
Did you feel any pressure being on the mound today, knowing it's a do or die game?
I mean, you're human, so yeah, you're gonna feel it a little bit. But you just got to go out and trust your guys behind you, and know that they'll make the plays. So you just got to do what you know how to do.
Thanks, Parker.
Yes, sir.
Final questions for Parker. We'll go to Shotgun Spratling, T1 Baseball.
Parker, you talked about how they're a team that doesn't strike out very much. Do you change your approach on the mound when you're facing a free swinging team versus a team that's trying to put the ball in play more?
I think you got to pitch backwards more to a team like that. First pitch breaking balls, because they're obviously they're swinging. So yeah, I think pitching backwards is how to have success against a team like GCU.
And then were there any limits on you? I mean, you threw 98 pitches, so I'm assuming not, but just want to check.
No, sir, no limits.
All right. Thank you, Parker. That's all we have for Oklahoma State.
Appreciate it.